Britney Spears Memoir Drops today. And so obviously she is on a marketing tour to push it and speak about certain passages in this book. Someone asked me to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it. Britney Spears revealed she had a abortion because Justin Timberlake didn't want to be a father. So let's talk about this one. Britney Spears is sharing a painful experience she's kept private for 20 years. In her upcoming memoir, The Woman in Me, the pop icon reveals that when she dated Justin Timberlake, she became pregnant with his baby but had a abortion, People confirms. It was a surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. I love Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would just be much earlier than I had anticipated. Spears, now 41, writes of the pregnancy in the book, but Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, that we were way too young. So these two were definitely part of my formative years. I was born in 1980, so coming up in the 90s and the early 2000s, these two were definitely everywhere. She writes in the book, if it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father. Now, I will say this. I am not casting aspersions on either one of these people for these decisions. I am definitely pro-choice. So I'm just putting that out there. Spears writes of her experience undergoing the abortion. To this day is one of the most agonizing things I have ever experienced in my life. After Spears and Timberlake split in 2002, she went on to become a mother, welcoming two sons, Sean Preston, who's 18, and Jaden James, who's 17, with her second husband, Kevin Federline. So I guess leaving, or that relationship breaking up, led her to Kevin Federline. So maybe that's one of the reasons why she regrets it to this day. The next article. Adderall was my drug of choice because it made me less depressed. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this excerpt. She said that hard drugs were never part of the equation for her, and she never had a drinking problem. She did, though, dub Adderall her drug of choice in her 20s, noting the medication intended to increase the focus of those with ADHD made me high, yes, but what I found far more appealing was that it gave me a few hours of feeling less depressed. I don't know what it is about these stars that hit it big so young, but obviously she was battling many demons because maybe what she went through with Justin Timberlake, but it definitely led to the whole situation with Kevin Federline and that marriage that was wrought with issues. Famously or infamously, Spears was photographed in 2006 in a car with Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan, an image that immortalized the trio as party girls. But while both Hilton, who's 42, and the Mean Girls star 37 contended with respective legal issues in the aughts, and like Spears, were often shamed by the media of the time, the pop star insists that their nights out were never as wild as the press made it out to be. And even still, if they're in their 20s partying it up, isn't that literally what you're supposed to do in your 20s? You have fun in your 20s. However, like she said, she was using Adderall as a masking tool. So other things could have been popping off. I don't know if I have any intention on reading this book. I have several books in my lineup that I'm already planning on reading. However, I'm sure I'm just starting this conversation so that people can weigh in. I know that Britney is a pop icon who is of my generation, who has been around for a long time, for a full generation. So this gives people the opportunity to weigh in. You know, people do put their memoirs out. People are currently oversharing on social media these days. People share things. So I'm not, criticizing. I think that our narratives need to be spoken. That way, everything and everybody doesn't always look so squeaky clean, like we didn't go through some things to get to the other side. Hopefully, whatever her game plan with this book is, going to lead to some healing or whatever in her, 40s and, getting her life back, getting from under the conservatorship, getting from under the situation with Kevin Federline. Maybe it will help with some healing or whatever. I don't know what her game plan was, but y'all can go ahead, weigh in. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share.